Majority Leader in the National Assembly, Aden Duale, sponsored a motion in the House seeking, among other measures, deployment of the Kenya Defence Forces to guard the contentious territory in the Indian Ocean. And as our political affairs reporter, Moringi Mwangi, now tells us, this move comes only a month before the International Court of Justice begins hearing a case filed by Somalia at The Hague over the dispute.
This 62,000 square miles triangular maritime space off the coast of East Africa could casually be dismissed as just a drop in the vast Indian Ocean. But certainly not to Kenya and Somalia, who are locked in a bitter diplomatic row. There is already before the International Court of Justice at The Hague, with the case hearing slated for the 9th of next month. But before then, Majority Leader in the National Assembly, Aden Duale, in a motion co-authored with his minority counterpart, John Mbadi, has petitioned Parliament to sanction, among other measures, deployment of the Kenya Defence Forces to guard the contentious maritime space.
Kenya has budgeted for Somalia to be peaceful, and therefore Somalia needs to look at the bigger picture and the brotherhood between Somalia and Kenya, and not just the gold or the maritime boundary that they are trying to dispute. And when you look at the colonial records, the maritime dispute is on the Kenyan side.
We have solved conflict with Somalia from time immemorial, using both diplomatic and good relationship. But the idea of going to court may not be augur well for both nations, Kenya and Somalia.
Duale has listed this as the last of his 5 recommendations, other options being to engage diplomatically with the federal government of Somalia through available mechanisms under the African Union, the Intergovernmental Authority for Development (IGAD) and the East African Community. Duale also wants Kenya to express to the United Nations its protest against the assertion of jurisdiction by the International Court of Justice over the maritime dispute. In February 2017, Kenya lost an application seeking to bar the court from hearing the case. A bitter dispute that hit a fever pitch earlier this year when Kenya accused Somalia of auctioning oil blocks within the contentious section, a move that saw Kenya order Somali ambassador to Kenya to depart from Nairobi, and also summoned his Kenyan counterpart in Mogadishu back home over what the Kenyan government at the time termed as provocation by Somalia. The two have since resumed their duties.
Some of the companies that may be involved are very well connected with the powerful people in European capitals, politically powerful people, not just financially. Of course, they're financially powerful, but also politically powerful people. So it looks as if it's an indirect aggression on Kenya.
This case has been given to the international arbitration, and if we seem to be aggressive, they might say that Kenya is interfering or even trying to influence the decision of the Maritime Court.
Although the ICJ is the principal judicial organ of the United Nations, Kenya's history with its sister criminal division, the ICC, where President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto faced crimes against humanity charges, has largely clouded fears within political circles that the massive global commercial interests over the contentious space could infiltrate the ICJ. And as the battle for the ocean heads to Parliament, the dispute takes a political angle as the judges at The Hague prepare for the hearings from next month. Moringi Mwangi, KTN News in Nairobi.